In the non-dual traditions of 10th century Kashmir, the heart, or Hrdaya, is a structural concept. It is a technical definition for the underlying foundation of all existence. The great philosopher Abhinavagupta identifies this foundation as the Anuttara. It is the ultimate, non-dual nexus of reality. This nexus serves as a threshold. It is the exact coordinate where absolute, infinite consciousness intersects with the finite physical world. These ideas were refined within the intellectual centers of medieval Kashmir, where scholars integrated abstract logic with the tangible presence of ancient stone architecture. Defining the heart as an ontological structure shifts the goal of the tradition. The pursuit of enlightenment is no longer a search for a specific feeling, but a systematic effort to align human perception with the core architecture of reality. To understand these mechanics, we have to look at the religious logic Abhinavagupta aimed to replace. The standard assumption of the era was dualism, the belief that creator and creation are separate. Dualism maps reality into three unconnected nodes. Abhinavagupta dissolves these, arguing only one infinite consciousness exists. Why see separate things then? Through self-concealment, this consciousness contracts into separate objects to mask its unity. Since the physical world is composed entirely of this self-concealed consciousness, there is no separation between the divine and the material. Attempting to escape the world to find God becomes a logical impossibility. This shift in logic redefines the role of the physical body. Earlier, dualistic sects treated the body as an obstacle, a physical cage that had to be starved or rejected to reach the spirit. The Kaula lineage abandoned these ascetic practices. Under non-dual logic, rejecting the body meant rejecting a manifestation of the divine. The human form is treated as a highly calibrated vessel. It is the primary tool for realizing liberation. In practice, this meant using dense, material forms as focal points. The black lingam serves as a physical anchor for interacting with formless consciousness. Because the body is constructed from the same ultimate reality as the cosmos, it is the only mechanism capable of reversing the process of self-concealment and returning the practitioner to an infinite state. The Anuttara, the ultimate, is characterized by its activity. It is a state of constant motion. The engine of this motion is Spanda. It is the perpetual cosmic vibration or throb that characterizes all existing things. This vibration operates in two phases, an incredibly rapid cycle of expansion and contraction. The energy for this vibration comes from consciousness's capacity for self-referral. It is awareness becoming aware of its own presence, creating an internal rhythm. Since reality is vibrating, liberation is a matter of synchronizing human awareness with this cosmic frequency. True realization is a state of high-speed activity, not silent stasis. Accessing this vibration requires looking at the anatomical scale of the human practitioner. This is the Kula, the embodied cosmos. This circular system represents the macrocosmic structure of the universe.
The body perfectly corresponds to it. Every energy current and structure in the macrocosm is present as a contracted node within the individual. The heart is the central node in this system. It is the boundary where the internal fractal of the body meets the infinite space of the external universe. Because the body is a direct structure of the same energy currents that form the cosmos, the practitioner can interact with the laws of the universe by interacting with their own bodily systems. The architecture of reality is accessible from within. To engage this architecture, the tradition uses a specific perceptual method. The method focuses on Madhya, the center or interval. The ultimate is always present, but it is obscured by the constant stream of ordinary thoughts and perceptions. Look at the gap between these two pulses. These represent two sequential breaths or two distinct thoughts. In between them is a dark, empty interval. By focusing awareness precisely inside this gap, the practitioner triggers a flash of non-discursive awareness. In this moment, the boundary of the individual mind disappears. Liberation is achieved by isolating these intervals that are already present in standard human cognition. This raises the question of what happens to the external world once the practitioner achieves this state. The goal is not to sever sensory contact.
Instead, the practitioner keeps their eyes open and their senses active. This is Samputikarana, or englobing. The central figure emits a radius of awareness that absorbs and integrates the separate objects around it. The expansive power of the heart functions as a digestive force. It consumes external objects, recognizing them as one taste, an extension of the practitioner's own consciousness. By englobing reality, the master proves that there is no distinction between the internal self and the external world. The physical environment is an extension of their own architecture. Achieving this state changes the practitioner's psychological experience of existence. Through experiential replication, the practitioner functions in the same state of awareness as the deity Shiva. This state is defined by kamatkara, or astonishment. This astonishment occurs because the master realizes that the ordinary, everyday world is composed entirely of the light of their own consciousness. This is not a state of passive detachment. It is a thrilling, active wonder at the sheer presence of the world. This represents the final, stabilized condition for a practitioner in this lineage. The result is Jagadanda, a state of universal bliss. This is Jivan Mukti, liberation while still physically alive. It is maintained with open eyes. The master operates seamlessly within the material world, interacting with physical reality without being bound by the illusion of separation. Abhinavagupta provided the specific mechanics required to rewrite human perception. The heart is the technology used to navigate the intersection of the infinite and the finite. Liberation in this system is not an escape from existence. It is the realization that you are both the player and the field upon which the game is played.